For decades, as far as the government was concerned, tampons and other sanitary products were considered a luxury, in that they were taxed as luxury goods. After years of campaigning, that all changed last year, when the 5% VAT rate they were subject to was scrapped, with the intention of making period products cheaper and reducing the threat of period poverty. But new research shows the reality is very different. Services offering free sanitary items to help those who can't afford them say they're seeing huge demand. Right Resolution delivers more than 1,000 bags of period products a year across Northamptonshire, Bedfordshire and Peterborough to help those who can't afford them.
I've had young women that have refused to come out of their flats when we've arranged to meet them because they've not had period products, and we've had to go out and use our own money to go and buy them, and that's the reality. At the end of the day, as women, we can't change things that happen, it's part of life, and we have to just get on with it. And I just think it's a shame really that, big retailers don't sort of use this opportunity to support support women and girls, more.
Despite that tax cut of 5%, analysis of government data released at the end of last year found that in most cases, less than 1% of the savings were actually passed on to the consumers by major retailers, even when taking into account the steep rise in inflation. It's been a shocking revelation for campaigners like Laura, who spent years fighting for the abolition of the tampon tax.
Things like inflation and the cost of living shouldn't really make any difference. It's just this added 5% that they're now profiting above and beyond that change that should not be happening, especially in the cost of living crisis. And nearly all supermarkets are really claiming that they care about their customers and they're trying to help them during this difficult time. And if they really believe in that, they shouldn't be profiting from this symptom of sexism.
Laura's now started a petition calling on retailers to pass on those savings. It now has more than 100,000 signatures, but the group who carried out the research say scrapping VAT might not be the best way to make things cheaper for customers.
The benefit will often not be passed to consumers. It will be kept by retailers, by suppliers, by other people in the supply chain. And if that can happen with the tampon tax, which was an extremely public, very visible, long campaign for tax cut, then it can certainly happen to other tax cuts too.
As part of this report, we contacted major retailers of period products to ask whether they had passed on the tampon tax cut to customers. Boots told us they have reduced the price of their period products by 5% to reflect VAT changes, passing the savings on to their customers. And supermarket Morrisons said they began to absorb the VAT on sanitary products for customers back in 2017, but they stressed that this is an unprecedented period of inflation. None of the other major retailers got back to us. A government spokesperson told us they have kept their promise to scrap the tampon tax, and they urge retailers to pass the savings on to shoppers. But for campaigners like Laura and the millions of people who spend money on period products every month, the numbers will speak louder than words. Amrit Birdie, ITV News.